East Van Dance Shit Show.
We should do outside wheelies and have them for the outdoor competitions.
This guy's his mic on?
Maybe so. Check.
Yeah.
You guys headlining tonight?
We're playing third out of four. Fourth's up. They're headlining.
Bored. So yeah, you guys are like sharing.
Yeah. Co-headline.
Sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are a three-piece.
Mm-hmm.
I love three pieces. Yeah.
It's a comfortable amount of people, I think.
Yeah.
Everyone's doing something.
Three pieces love you.
Well, I don't know about that, but
This one does.
this one does.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice
Are
to
you
be
gonna
nice.
get a level? Should we be passing the mic between us as we talk?
Yeah, but it also picks up. It's loud enough.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm a bit of an editor, so I can fuck around with it. Not a big deal.
Just trying to make music for it.
Cool.
Burnt Long.
Hell yeah, man.
Good. It's a good name.
Hmm.
You guys get fucking baked.
I do.
He does.
Also Harry.
Sometimes he does.
Harry came up with the band name.
Yeah. We've had a couple lineup changes, but this is definitely like the solid kind of version of Burnt Lung, man. This is kind of
Yeah. Harry's the OG, and then Aaron joined, and then Aaron and I used to play in a band together, and he recruited me.
Mm. Yeah, Saul just showed up at my gym one day, and it was like, "Oh, we need a drummer. Come try out." And then,
Like 8 years after we last saw each
Yeah.
other or something. Yeah.
yeah, it was a while.
I lived on the island for like 10 years, and
Mhm.
then just moved back to Vancouver like 5 years ago.
Yeah, and Harry started Burling in like 2019.
yeah, it was kind of slow burn at first, no pun intended, but yeah, it just kind of had a lot of lineup changes, and it's hard to find a kind of consistent drummer. That was kind of the main thing until Saul came along and kind of saved the day. We kind of were joking we had a Spinal Tap kind of situation before where we'd go through a lot of drummers and they
Yeah.
would spontaneously combust, but pretty close to that, I guess. So once Saul, joined the fold, it's been solid, no pun intended again, but yeah, it's been
It kind of
awesome.
seemed
man.
like you did intend that.
That was
Yeah.
a little bit of intention, but
Yeah, you heard yourself say solid before, and you're like, "Oh, that works." So
Yeah.
just remember that.
But yeah, no. As soon as this kind of lineup was completed and we started like working on shit, I mean, we've done more in the past year than I've done with Burnt Lung in the past like 4 years. You know what I mean? So we had an EP out. It took a little while to figure out vocals and stuff, what we wanted to do with that, but we got that out, and yeah, that was like 4 songs, and we've written like 6 or 7 since.
You guys are self-titled.
Yeah, the self-titled we
Yeah.
put out like I think last year. Yeah, last
That's
year.
right, July.
So we had that recorded for a while, and we were kind of sitting on it a little bit, like figuring out. I wasn't really sure what we were gonna do for vocals. I mean, we kind of shopped around the idea of finding someone else to do it, or even, the first show we played, previous lineup, we just did no vocals, so it was kind of a journey to where we are now. But I'm stoked on how it's sounding, and it feels right.
Your guys' self-titled song, Burnt Long. It's a hell of a fucking song.
That's your favorite one.
It's a gooder. Yeah.
It's what we.
No, actually, that whole EP is like pretty solid. Yeah. Are you guys big Caius fans?
Big guys.
Yeah, I know you. I know you are. I didn't even have to.
Saul
ask
was
that.
too. Like way before it was like trendy again to like Caius. Saul liked them in like the early 2000s.
You're making me sound a lot cooler than I am, but I'll take it.
It's not about being cool. You just knew who they were.
But yeah, Caius has definitely been a big inspiration for the riffs and just kind of the attitude.
Sleep.
Sleep, Caius, and Electric Wizard is the holy trifecta, I think, for Burnt Lung of inspiration and just kind of vision of the perfect kind of stoner doom sludge band. I think those are the top 3 that have always really inspired me, and the riffs I write and lyrics and just kind of the general tone I think of the band is sort of not imaged after them, but it's good kind of influence.
Do you guys long to make a single improvised song where it's like an hour long, like
Like our
the
version
band
of
Sleep?
Dope Smoker?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. I think.
We're not that kind of jam.
But what
Yeah.
brilliant! I think that's fucking brilliant. I mean,
Like-
you play one song and the show's over.
Well, if you got a good enough riff, you could probably ride that for a while. But
I think a good show is about like tension and push and pull and quiet moments and loud ones, and like you can have that in one song, but like gets tiring. Like, people want to take a break and like drink beer and stuff.
I think the other thing too is like, you know, we keep coming up with riffs. I don't know, just like having one riff and jamming it, and then create something else that's super sick, and we want to use that too.
It's like 25 minutes into the show. I have to poo while the song's still playing. Okay.
Yeah.
45 minutes goes by. I'm still holding it while the song's playing still.
Not even halfway done yet.
We do have something like that though. For we're recording an album right now, and the first song on it is I think 9 minutes, and a lot of it is guitar solo and just like vibing and just jamming.
Yeah,
on it.
just like a jam band.
Yeah, that's the closest we've gotten so far. Is going to be there's like a 9-minute song on the album we're recording right now. So then, you know, after that, if we really love that one, at the end of it, then we'll see. But,
Kind of like the Grateful Dead of like stoner rock. If
yeah,
that makes sense.
I think you have to
Pretty
almost
honor,
work
yeah.
up to it, right? Like we have we have a lot of 5-minute songs. Then we did a 7-minute, then a 9-minute, and like I think you have to get to like a 15-minute song before you can say, okay, let's do an album.
Yeah.
I think the dream is to have the album where all the songs feed into each other nicely on the album, and they're maybe even like mixed together. So if you didn't notice, it would sound like one huge song, but then live you could chop it up and play it in whatever order.
Where'd you guys record the EP?
With our good friend Michael Crusher in New West. It's a Little Red Sound studio. It's great, man. It's really nice place in there, and he's an amazing dude, good friend, and he's got
You know a band called Chronic Fatigue?
chronic fatigue. Sounds familiar.
I think they recorded their EP there.
Yeah, there's been a lot of cool bands. I mean, the one that turned us on to him at first was like, you know, he did all the black music stuff. He did, you know, a lot of our favorite bands, you know, Killer Deal and Asteroid, and like really cool, similar bands as us.
He did one of the Mendoza albums, I think.
Yeah, a lot of cool stuff, and he's a great dude, and you know, definitely.
We also just finished recording our next full length there, like our first full length album there.
Oh, nice.
Recording it. We got vocals and then mixing to do.
When does that come out?
No idea yet.
We're aiming,
A few
aiming
months,
for the
I would say.
Yeah,
middle of
we're
this
taking
year.
we're taking our time. You know,
For sure, yeah. It was we wanted to get a single out for 420, but I think that's maybe pushing it right now.
Was it called 420?
No,
No.
but just the holy days of holy days of
Yeah.
you know. But
Yeah, you know, Michael he's awesome at the recording, but he's more than that as well. It's like the ideas that he brings to the table are super helpful.
the vibes and just it's a nice place, and we've done a lot of cool stuff there with him. So
Sweet.
highly recommend him. Anyone's looking to do some recording. He's a great dude. So
Hear that?
If you're in,
Fucking
if
nice.
you're in the New West area and
Why
you
not?
need to
Why not?
record, yeah, then he's close to you.
Um.
yeah.
So, okay, so you're the original member of this band.
Yeah, so I started with a couple buddies, and it was sort of just almost side projects for other people and a couple other bands, and you know, just kind of casual. And we played a show, but you know, people were busy with other things. Sort of in the middle of COVID too, and just had a couple, you know, lineup changes and people being busy with other things or other bands. But yeah, just kind of kept it going, and yeah, found a couple people, and some have come and gone, and you know, we found Aaron, and that's when kind of ball started rolling a bit more, and then had another 2 drummers since then, or including the one at the time, and then it all came into the fold, and everything's just kind of perfect now. Just really, really works. It just feels like the wind has hit the sails, and we've been writing and just playing some awesome shows. I couldn't be more stoked on like how things are going right now. Like even last night in Victoria, I think that was probably one of the best shows we played. The crowd was awesome. I felt we were super tight. Really feel the work and effort we've been putting into working on our set and stuff. So
It's definitely one of the most fun shows.
Yeah. So when did your guys' first show take place?
well, our first show with kind of the newer lineup, what was it? A year and a half ago, maybe.
You and I played with a different drummer
Yeah.
in August.
It was actually gonna be.
Did you guys bomb?
No, it was great. Originally, it was going to be me and the drummer at the time. We were going to do a 2-piece. Had Aaron on Craigslist like 2 weeks before the show, and he was down with the shit. And
I learned a 40-minute set in like 2 weeks and just
Nice.
played it live. And
we ripped it.
Solid. For you.
And I don't think we did vocals for that show.
Yeah,
it was pretty tough, but still trying to figure it out at the time. But it's been
then we played with Saul. The first show was at the that was last June, coming up on a year.
If your band's looking for their next gig, or you happen to be passing through Nanaimo, BC, and wanting to crush some beers and bang your fucking heads, well, look no further. Hit up the Globe Live Studio. Go to www.theglobelivestudio.com to check out their calendar or book your next gig. Be there or be square, baby. So yeah, that is Bort in the background. These fucking guys, they've been around for a while, eh?
Yeah, man, we've been wanting to play a show with them for a while, so it's really cool to be able to not just play a show with them, but play 2 in a row, go over the island.
Well, both of you guys are from Vancouver, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I've seen them a few times, for sure, and they've opened for awesome bands and played with great bands, so it's cool to be sharing the stage with them. They're awesome dudes, they're super nice.
They're also just like the friendliest guys. When I first
They weren't that friendly. They didn't want to do this fucking podcast.
Oh, yeah?
you know,
Maybe they're just busy.
No, I don't know. They just didn't reply.
Yeah, they're very friendly to other bands. The first time I really met Josh, the vocalist, was shortly after I was booking a show in Vancouver for Moonbather.
Hey, Mike's a little too far.
I was booking a show in Vancouver for Moonbather to come over and play, and they wanted to play with Bort, but Bort wasn't able to do it. So Josh and Brandon's other band, Cultivar, ended up doing it, and I just went up to Josh at a separate show that I saw him at, and I just introduced myself. He was immediately like, "Yeah, you guys are awesome. I checked you out. Do you guys want to go on tour?" And it's like, "Yes, I would like to do that." I was expecting to have to be friends with you for like a year before getting to that point, but I will happily take this now on day one of meeting you. Yes, we'll go on tour. And they're just the nicest guys. Just never a bad thing to say about anyone or anything from those guys. They're just so friendly, so nice.
Judging from your guys' music, you guys are like a perfect fit.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good fit, and they're definitely one of those bands. We made a list when Aaron and I first kind of started jamming, just like all the local bands up on the island, Interior, Vancouver, that we really wanted to play with, and they were definitely on that list. And it's pretty cool, man. I think since like that year ago, we probably crossed off like a third of those bands. Some of them aren't around anymore, obviously, but we've been playing with some really cool bands. Pretty sweet to share the stage with bands like Bort and Heavy Trip and Blood Ride, and just so many bands that are just I've never seen them much times when they're local shows and seeing them. It's just cool to hang out with those dudes and play with them. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, and like a bunch of the bands that we had on that list that I think we made like a week or so into knowing each other, we're like friends with a lot of them now, which is interesting. Bort was on that list, Space Queen, Farm, and these are people that we talk to somewhat regularly, people that we play shows with regularly. I message with some of the members of Farm and Space Queen, and just to say, hey, what's up? And these are people that have gone from like just names on a list of, oh, that would be cool one day, to people who we know, and that's super awesome, because it just sort of speaks to the community in Vancouver being so amazing, and the island bands too. Moonbather and Under the Mountain.
For sure.
Yeah, they're just super nice.
Bands on the top of that list for sure, and playing a few shows with Moonbather.
How about Wise Young Blood? Do you like them?
I'm not familiar with them.
Okay, that was my buddy's band.
Okay.
We'll check them out, man.
Yeah.
They're from the island, right?
Yeah, they're from here.
Sweet. What kind of tunes are they?
That's a good question.
Do they have any songs written?
Yeah, actually, no, of course they do.
I'm just kidding.
No, they got a song called Desert Wake. It's right up your guys' alley.
Cool.
We'll definitely check them out. And
Yeah, we're always looking for more bands to play with, especially out here, where a lot of the bands, sort of a fear is playing too often, so you have to really spread them out to make sure you're not oversaturating. So
I was literally just talking about that with Hex and Vane,
yeah,
where it's like, you
Another
don't
band
space
from
them
our
out,
list
then
as
it's
well.
like,
that was another band that we had on our list of like one days, and now being able to message them and set stuff up, and give them contacts, or set up shows in Vancouver or wherever for them. And we're lucky because we can drive east. We can leave Vancouver, we can drive to Kelowna without too much difficulty, and play shows in the interior. But to add that amount of drive and to have to get on a boat that costs like $300 or whatever.
Yeah. Are you the lawyer?
I'm the lawyer, yeah.
You're the lawyer. What?
I'm not really the
what
band
field?
lawyer,
What
but-
field?
I do construction work mostly for the provincial government. So helping the government do like procurement and contracts to build like hospitals and wastewater treatment, schools, stuff like that.
Mm.
Yeah.
So you're the drummer.
Yeah.
Are you a big Keith Moon fan?
I'm not a huge Keith Moon fan.
No, you're not.
I mean, I like the Who. But
Who are some drummers that you like?
The whom?
it's an owl over here. I love the drummer from Helmet. I'm really into him.
Paige Hamilton's the front boy of that.
Yeah, he keeps touring, which is awesome. I've seen them a couple times now. I've gone down to the States to see them play, which is great. They did
Yeah,
the
Unsung is on in my workout playlist.
It's a banger, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's in Battles now, which is pretty cool. He's an amazing drummer in Battles. He's got that crash cymbal like super high up, so he doesn't hit it too often. It's like on a stand way up here. I love that guy. And like Kaius, all the stoner rock drummers, I love them all. They're all pretty rad.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mhm.
How long's your guys' set tonight?
Tonight's about 45 minutes, I think.
Everyone's playing 45 minutes. What's
Yeah.
this show go till fucking midnight?
Hell yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah, I guess so.
Keep it rocking.
Good
till then.
5-hour concert. Actually, I went to my first. What I would say my first real concert was the Black Crows.
Yeah.
When I was I smoked my first joint,
Hell yeah, dude.
and that was setting up a future of a disaster. But regarding my personal life, anyways. But no, that they played for I shit you not, they played for like fucking 4 fucking hours, maybe even longer.
Maybe
Yeah.
it just felt like that way because you were super stoned.
No,
No, I'm just kidding.
no, it was like
That's
I
crazy.
remember,
Super long set. Like,
I remember my buddy Norm who I was with fucking be like, when's this fucking thing over? Like it wasn't boring, it wasn't like bad, it was just like so long. Yeah.
We went to see King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard recently, and
Yeah.
that felt like it went on forever. I think they played for like 2 or 3 hours.
Well, I think when you have a lot of music out and like you have a lot of fans, I mean, you know, you can always play too long, but I guess for some bands they want to see more. But
I dragged a buddy to that Helmet 25th anniversary show in Seattle, and like they played for so long, which was awesome. They played tracks from like all of their albums, but he was just like, I didn't realize this was such a like tour de force. He was like, I'm sick of Helmet now.
Yeah, it seems like a kind of like more of like a Tool thing where they just play for like 4 hours, and like people who love Tool will be so excited about that.
They will be very
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah,
And then your neck's just demolished the next day because you've been headbanging for like hours and hours.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, Tool's just like one of those bands that has like just like a cult following.
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really into them when I was in like high school, and then they went like 20 years without releasing an album, and I got a little less into it over time, just because
I want to have a cult following.
Dude,
And,
right,
like,
man.
you could just
Somewhere
start a
like
cult.
so out of the way, like I'm just like praised in like fucking Norway or some godforsaken land.
You could do that. You could start a cult.
You know, I hear
I
you
don't
have
wanna-
more fun. In
I
a cult,
want- I
but
mean,
you
I
make more
want-
money.
I want
Right.
people to serve me.
Yeah, so start your own.
Yeah, it
You just
seems
have
like
to
a lot of work.
You just have to convince some people that you are Jesus, which shouldn't be that hard.
You probably get some LSDs and that might help.
Yeah.
You know.
LSD.
Spike the punch.
I'm in recovery. I can't do drugs.
Yeah.
Well, just give it to other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think that's good for recovery, but
Well,
for
yeah,
fucking
but
people.
yeah, I'm sure running a cult isn't good for recovery either.
Well, I mean, if it's
Fine,
a
man.
positive outlook for others, then sure. Are you guys Scientologists?
No,
Not
Okay,
currently.
Just
no.
checking.
no.
Yeah.
Just checking.
Maybe one day. But
It's one of Harry's dreams on that list. On the bottom, he just wrote in really tiny letters, "One day I want to be a Scientologist."
My thetans are so high, I could never be a Scientologist. I'm off the charts.
Yeah,
I'd go for a personality test, but
don't do that.
Yeah, I was actually thinking they had one. I don't know if it's still there, but I think it's on Pender over in Vancouver.
Yeah.
right by the Amsterdam Cafe.
Oh yeah, I love that fucking place too. Yeah, the Scientology, their headquarters
Yeah.
or whatever, it's right on the corner there.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I used to walk past there a lot of times, loaded too. thought maybe I'll just go and see what it's all about. You know, might get to meet Tom Cruise.
Just watch that South Park episode. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Explains the whole thing.
Yeah, kind of.
I was watching this video lately of you remember Braille skateboards, like that YouTube channel? It was a pretty hype YouTube channel, and the guy who runs it got really into Scientology and spent like all the channel's money on the Scientology courses and like destroyed the channel basically. It was crazy.
No, but wild.
You should watch it. It's an interesting video.
Do you remember Nexopia? Is that before your time? Do you know what that is?
You think he's older than you?
I don't know.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, a guy I knew in high school, he kept getting, back in the day when you had Nexopia, they would just like highlight a bunch of profiles, and his profile would always get highlighted, and his picture was always just him just fucking flipping off the Scientology thing on Pender, and they kept putting his whatever page in the promoted section, and every time like people would always screen cap it and send it to me. They're like, oh, there he is, fucking hating Scientology in front of everyone again.
People must have kept clicking on it, like driving traffic to the site. So
yeah, so they kept boosting his page. Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
So do you guys got any like festivals you guys have in mind?
We applied for a few this summer, but
Yeah, what ones?
let's see, kind of the run of Loud as Hell, Armstrong, Electric Highway. I think that one's over in Alberta.
Yeah.
Massive.
What's the noise? The one in East
Underground.
Vancouver?
Oh.
What's the East
Well, we
Vancouver
did.
It's in
we
June.
played Unreal City.
Yeah, we played Unreal City in January. That was awesome. Unreal City was amazing. It was just 2 days with some amazing Vancouver bands. Just a lot of really, really sick loud bands. Laloon was awesome. Tall Mary was awesome. Aversions was awesome. Just good bands.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
But, we haven't really.
And Music Waste, that was the one.
That's the one
we
you
applied for.
Yeah.
Music Waste as well.
But we haven't really played a big kind of outdoor festival or anything yet. But definitely want to. But
I think once the album's out, we'll get a bit more legs on that.
yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
There's
And if no one wants us to, we'll just throw our own fucking festival. Yeah. Soul's
Blackjack.
Backyard.
How many? Like, are we talking about just 1 day or 3 days?
Depends.
You need a
how many-
location.
Yeah,
you know what the fucking insurance would be? For
depends.
this fucking
Depends on
thing?
what bands want to be involved. I'm sure there's plenty who would, but like depends on the headliner we can get.
Who would be like in the top 3?
Well, like big bands or like Vancouver bands, because like if we're,
We're talking about like 80 grand.
80,
You need so
I
many
don't know.
people to come to your fest. To get a
yeah,
headliner that
like
expensive.
I don't know, Metallica, just to get people there. Like
That-
they charge more than
They
I don't
charge
know.
default charges 80.
I don't want default.
Yeah, I know. I'm just throwing that out there. Well,
Whatever, hate on
no,
default.
it's
No,
just to say, like-
I don't dislike default. Let's get that very clear.
no, it's just to say Metallica
Yeah.
is probably like 10 times
Yeah,
more
the
than
probably.
next
fucking
tier, but
the
there's
Default.
lots of bands, man. Like Weed Eater's cool,
Mhm.
Windpan, High on Fire.
Weed Eater, High on Fire.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bands like that, Bongzilla, Bong Ripper, Cough. You know what I mean? All these kind of bands, that'd be sweet.
Mhm.
I mean, local bands too, like Black Wizard's one of our favorites. Bison, Ancients, bands like that. They'll be pretty sweet.
Do you prefer Bison or Bison BC?
No comment. I don't know. They're both great, man. Nothing
Yeah.
bad. Depends on where you are at the moment, I guess. What country.
I remember hearing them for the first time when it was Bison, and then like I understood when they had to change the name. But Bison is sick. Bison
Yeah.
BC also cool, but
Yeah.
like Bison.
Yeah, it's
One
the
word.
same band.
I really like single word band names. I think they're very cool.
Yeah.
There's only so many words. They're all gonna get taken eventually.
Yep, that's true.
I loved Earthbound so much. That was like my favorite Bison era. I think, like just nostalgic for me. So Bison for me is like just Bison, no BC. That's pre BC, but I love those guys. Are awesome. Happy to see them. Whatever they're called.
Yeah, it's cool. They jam in the same jam space as us. In
Did
same
they?
building. So yeah, it's cool seeing those guys around. Same
Yeah.
Ancients too. It's
And Black Wizard.
It's crazy, man. Like kind of going outside for a smoke, and there's Ancients hanging out, Juno Award winners, possibly 2-time after today.
Yeah, we'll
But,
find out today.
Oh, the Junos. That's right.
Yeah,
Junos
man.
are today.
It's cool, man. Being in a space with other musicians and especially with that caliber, it's pretty cool, man. Really makes you want to just be better, practice more, and they're all so nice too. Like you run into those dudes, and even if you don't know them that well, they're just super nice, super friendly, and always down to chat.
Yeah.
Name some bands that you guys don't like.
What's your buddy's band's
Oh,
name again?
I'll start off with Brian Adams. I'm not a big Brian Adams fan.
Okay.
I've been kind of succumbed to the Canadian broadcast radio on the work truck all the time, and just like not the Canadian broadcast, but just too much Canadian content sometimes.
Yeah.
I just
Too much Brian Adams.
I've heard too many.
When
Brian
it
Adams
all
songs on the work truck, so
when it all gets funneled into like Justin Bieber, Nickelback, and Brian Adams being all of the and like Drake being all the Canadian
We're not
content.
Nickelback haters, though. We
I
actually
love
No,
Nickelback.
yeah.
Actually, we're actually
That's like our
doing a Nickelback
band
cover.
secret fetish.
Yeah.
is
Nice. What
listening
one?
to
Too Bad.
That was one.
That
of
was
the
one of
ones.
those-
That's actually a good song.
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
them.
Definitely, I think like on our last run, not I guess when we were up in the Okanagan.
We listened to a lot of
Nickelback.
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah, most of the way from Kelowna back to Vancouver, I think there was like probably 2 hours of Nickelback just on random.
Silver Side Up is just such a fire album. It's
Yeah.
like every track is like pretty solid. So, yeah. It's good.
What's the Prison Gates won't open up for me? What song is that?
That's after Silver Side Up.
that's
Boom boom. Nickelback is fun. We have a lot of out there cover ideas. We talked about fucking
You wanted to
Heart
do
of
the deal,
Gold.
yeah.
Heart of Gold would be awesome. Want to keep it Canadian, so that'd be fun.
The right Canadian content.
Yeah. We're gonna do Drake covers and Justin Bieber covers.
We should use sunglasses at night.
Okay. You can talk me into many things. I am totally down for off-genre covers. Bort does
I would
everybody.
listen to that. I'd be
Yeah.
more curious to see like what you guys would do with it.
I think it's always impressive when you can take a song and make it your own. Like,
Yeah.
It's a great example of Everyone Wants to Rule the World. And I think, the two kind of calibers of covers, like, I know Moonbather does an awesome Kaya's cover, and they do an awesome Melvin's one, and they just do it, and it sounds like them, and the song does, you know what I mean? It's similar. And
What Melvin song did they do?
Is it Resolve? I don't
I
know.
think it was Resolve.
I think it's Resolve, and then they do the Kaya's one, Green Machine, I
Oh,
believe.
yeah.
And it just sounds great. And I think there's the covers that you do. Like we fuck around with a Weed Eater one and an Electric Wizard one, and I think that's a pretty easy cover to do, and it already sounds like your band. You know what I mean? But if you take an off-genre song and you make it sound good, I think that's like a lot more impressive.
It's also great because Bort did Everybody Wants to Rule the World last night, and in the crowd there was somebody who didn't know that they do it, even though it's so iconic to their set at this point. And you just heard the bass, and the guy was just kind of watching, and then the guitar came in, and you could just see like, oh my god, they're doing Everybody Wants to Rule the World, and it's like, yeah, they've done that every show for however many years now. But like when somebody sees you for the first time and you play a sick cover that they recognize that's so out of genre, but it's a song that everybody loves, it's like, oh, that people like that band.
You guys should do a Justin Bieber song.
Yeah.
I-
Which one?
The right Justin Bieber song, the right song, I will play anything. If you can find me a heavy or like a slow
Well,
anything, I will discuss it. with
Aaron
you.
wanted to do that Celine Dion song.
Oh,
We kept
yeah,
pitching that one for a while.
Yeah, there's this Ashes by Celine Dion, and like it could just
Sorry,
be,
I've never heard of it, so I don't know.
It's a
what
sick
it is.
song. It's I think it's from the Deadpool soundtrack. But if she does Ashes, we could just do fucking Blunt Ashes.
Hell yeah.
Cool. I would listen.
Yeah, it's like a really intense song, so it's kind of perfect for like a doom.
Very
band.
emotional.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
Mhm.
Cool. Well, I think we covered a lot.
Sweet.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for having us, man.
Yeah. Love your guys' music. Fuck yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate us.
Yeah.
Appreciate you
Thanks for
us
having
on.
us.
Yeah, man. Saul,
That dude.
the mysterious drummer over there.
The Barbarian.
Yeah, Saul the Barbarian.
So you're married?
Yeah.
You're married.
Single. Ready to mingle.
You're- That's the spirit. I knew I liked you.
Aaron's part of
Young
that.
man like
Yeah.
you. Yes.
I've had the same girlfriend for like 4.5 years or so.
Carrie is
4
also the
years.
youngest member of the band.
Yeah.
I knew I liked you, young man.
Thank you.
Hey, you
I
want to give a
pissed
shout out to
myself.
anyone?
Hi to all of our moms.
Someone already said that. but
Shout out to Christina Applegate.
half hour ago.
Shout out to Jennifer Sludge Spewit.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, I fucking love Buffy.
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, on that note, y'all are off the East Van Dan Shit Show. Peace.